path. But I just personally don't believe that there was any evidence to
What,
lock
like
her
her server, her personal server, where she had State Department emails and classified information? Or what about when she hammered her BlackBerry? You don't think that that was the right evidence that we could have gone after? Here, you know what? We can attack Republicans too. You know, our former Attorney General of the United States at the Department of Justice, Bill Barr. He had in his possession, June 30th of 2020, an unclassified FD 1023 form. You may not know about this. You might watch too much left-leaning news. But I'll go ahead and inform you because I sit on the Oversight Committee and I've read the form myself. The FBI paid $200,000 to this informant for the information, and it stated on there that Joe Biden, and Hunter Biden each took a $5 million bribe from the oligarch that owned Burisma when Joe Biden was vice president of the United States. And you know who didn't do anything with it? Bill Barr, the Republican Attorney General of the United States. So I can tell you right now, for me, it's about the real crimes and going after criminals. And I don't care what political party did or didn't do it. I think Americans need to see real justice. And I think they want to see people in Washington held accountable.
Well, there was a point in time where I think Bill Barr was actually a friend, but clearly he is a friend no more. Is that safe to say?
I have no idea. I don't really know him personally. I just am really angry that he did nothing with real evidence of the vice president taking a $5 million bribe in order to get the Ukrainian prosecutor, Viktor Shokin, fired. I think that's a serious problem. It's actually a very important reason to impeach someone.
You consider yourself a Christian nationalist. For people that don't know what that is, myself included, what is a Christian nationalist?
Well, I'm a Christian. I'm thankfully saved by the Son of God, Jesus Christ. He died on a cross, and 3 days later, he rose from the dead. And because of his sacrifice on the cross, I'm forgiven for my sins, and my faith is fully in that. Being a nationalist, I love this country. I love America. I love the fact that we're all equal. I love it that I was able to run a business, a construction company in a male-dominated industry. I love it that I could raise my children and my beliefs and my faith, my religion, raise them to know right from wrong. I love the fact that I'm equal to men. At least I used to be, but now men are allowed in my bathroom just because they put a dress or a wig or put some lipstick on. They compete in our sports. So you know what? I really don't have equality anymore. But I love our country, and being a nationalist means I want all the tax dollars that everybody works so hard to earn and is forced to pay to the government by law. I want those tax dollars to serve Americans, like the people in Hawaii that only got a $700 one-time payment from Joe Biden while he's demanding that $24 billion go over to Ukraine. So you know what? I proudly say I'm a Christian and a nationalist, and I don't think that should offend anyone. I wish there were more of us.
Sherwin Hughes with Marjorie Taylor Greene on 117 The Truth. You can check out the whole thing at WTMJ.com. John Mercure here for Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. My dogs are the best. They weren't always the best, but I became a better dog trainer, a better dog owner because of the training that I got with Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. They've got the best techniques, the best training. We were there several times, and you know what? My dog's behavior has been transformed. We started with a free consultation at Sit Mean Sit. You can do the same thing. A free consultation. Matt and his teams are fantastic. They will give you everything you need to make sure that dog is a good dog. Contact Sit Mean Sit today. The website is sitmeansitwaukesha.com. You can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. I know. My dogs are better dogs. sitmeansitwaukesha.com.
Does your knee pain keep getting worse? How about that pain in your shoulder or hip or back? Well, don't let them tell you steroids and surgery are your only option. Take my advice now and call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all natural advanced regenerative medicine. They're helping people here in Milwaukee every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they can work like they're supposed to. And there's zero downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real lasting relief and saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, this is a remarkable option that you need to check out, and the consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics now at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Thrifters can spot great deals from a mile away. And here the term great deal is an understatement. The lowest prices on men's, women's, and children's clothing. Toys, furniture, housewares, jewelry, and accessories. Bikes, books, games, and more. And every time you're here, you'll find something new. So if you're thrifty, you'll find this place is pretty nifty. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield. And 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Outside in the shade of the DeSantis mobile at Highland and Bellar Phillips, WTMJ's Adam Roberts here on debate night. We're a few hours away from things getting started, and it is a hot one. 99 degrees officially in downtown Milwaukee, and we feel every single degree of it here outside Fiserv Forum. Crowds starting to file in through the gates into Deer District, also into the Punch Bowl Social, or right across from me. A lady on a bicycle just flipped off the DeSantis mobile a few minutes ago. Not a whole lot of protest action going on outside. A few anti-Trump signs. We also have a pro-Trump crowd, anti-DeSantis. No word yet on the activity of the protests that are going on at Red Arrow Park. We'll be following, of course, up with that later on this evening. And other than that, it just seems like people are trying to beat the heat. Probably the most popular crew right now, the MKE Downtown crew, handing out free water bottles to everyone that passes by. We'll continue our debate coverage from outside and inside the action at Fiserv Forum all evening, live at Fiserv. I'm Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
At 5:33, I'm Mike Spalding. Your top story today, the hot air making its way inside the building.
Going to be a slow one out of the Marquette on westbound 94 all the way through to about Hawley Road. Then it starts to open up, only to slow down again at the Zoo Interchange all the way to about Calhoun. The eastbound side, slow from 84th Street all the way to 27th. And then 894 southbound, pretty hefty ride there from Greenfield all the way down and around the Hale Interchange. Does not really let up until you get past Forest Home. Hey, you can help out your fellow commuters report accidents and slowdowns to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert remains in effect throughout the remainder of the evening as this heat continues to linger. We're dealing with an excessive heat warning. We are looking at a chance of an isolated thunderstorm early. Cooling off just a tad. Still be warm and muggy, though, a low of 78 degrees. Right now, it is 99 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:34. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it is T-minus 2.5 hours until debate time downtown Milwaukee. 8 Republican presidential hopefuls set to be on stage at Fiserv Forum for that debate, moderated and hosted by Fox News. As far as how the primary will come to an end, opposites seem to agree.
8 candidates on the stage tonight, but according to Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene,
this primary is over. We do feel that President Trump is going to win.
Greene, a Trump supporter, is in Milwaukee. She joined 1017 The Truth's Sherwin Hughes in studio, as did former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, a Democrat who agrees there's no GOP primary.
This is like auditioning for the role of understudy. This is like in the event of there is no Donald Trump.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Surrendering to authorities in Georgia, that being former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. He was booked into a Fulton County jail this afternoon. Giuliani wanted in connection to an ongoing election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Giuliani did quickly post $150,000 bond and was released. The former president is expected to surrender tomorrow afternoon. An excessive heat warning does remain in effect today as temperatures hold in the low triple digits. Medical College of Wisconsin President Dr. John Raymond says that heat like this can quickly lead to exhaustion or worse.
Heat exhaustion means you should go inside to an air-conditioned room. You may be dizzy, a little bit nauseated. Heat stroke is different. People reach a point where their body can no longer compensate for the excess heat. They stop perspiring. They may have seizures or confusion, pass out. That's a true medical emergency.
You can find a listing of cooling centers around southeast Wisconsin right now at WTMJ.com. And much like today, Milwaukee Public Schools will remain closed for another day tomorrow due to this excessive heat. Much like today, all after-school activities, athletics, and childcare camps will be canceled. Central services and administrative buildings will all be open with staff available to help out. In sports, a big win for the Brewers today. They beat the Minnesota Twins 8-7 in 10 innings. The Crew now the winners of 5 straight. The Brewers, they're off tomorrow before beginning a weekend series against the San Diego Padres on Friday. I'm Mike Spalding, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times, 536.
John Mercure here for Town Bank. How often do you check your savings account and wonder if you're saving anything at all? At Town Bank, they view banking differently. They want to see you grow your savings by providing the best CD rates. It's time to stop banking the same way and time to start earning more. Your finances are a really big deal, so make sure it's a really big deal for your bank as well. At Town Bank, they care about you. I know. I've been there for a very long time. Town Bank offers the latest, greatest CD rates. Call them today to ensure you get their best rate. They also know at Town Bank, when you're working toward a financial goal, every little bit counts. When you open a Total Access checking account, you get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus. This is my checking account. I love those ATMs nationwide. Convenient and handy. I wish I had the $300 bonus. Part of the Wintrust family of community banks, it is Town Bank. Great savings accounts for the kids with games and activities. They've got business accounts. They do mortgages, wealth management. It's Town Bank. Great online customer service. It's Town Bank. To learn more, visit townbank.us. Town Bank is Wisconsin's bank. It's my bank. I'm biased, but it's the best bank. Stop by your local branch today. It's Town Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenex patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenex, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400, or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Grandview Buys Homes. Hi, I'm Tom Delich. Do you want to sell your home but dread the time and the cost to do the repairs? Hate the idea of showing your home to strangers day and night? Is the stress of the months it takes to sell your home just too much to take? And if that isn't enough stress, what are you going to do with the 20 years of belongings you've accumulated? Selling your home doesn't have to be so darn difficult, so painfully stressful, or take so long. There's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation, guaranteed, fair cash offer in as little as 48 hours. We buy your home completely as is. No repairs whatsoever. And we close on the day you choose. Take the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. Grandview Homes is A+ accredited with the Better Business Bureau. See what our customers are saying about us on the BBB website. Sell your home as is today. Call the name you know and the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular. Built for business. Built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
All right, let's bring in our friend, Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky, who is with us on a very hot day. Boy, that's the headline, Niz. How hot did it get?
101.
Whoa!
Our official high in Milwaukee. We did it. Triple-digit heat, guys.
That is serious. What time was the peak heat?
Right in 3 and 4 o'clock, we hit that 101 degrees. And there was a period, about a 2-hour period, we're back down to 99 now, that we were hovering around 100 degrees during the mid-afternoon. And we'll slowly cool this evening, but it's going to stay very uncomfortable. My biggest fear when we get this hot in Milwaukee is the people who do not have air conditioning. Much of the night tonight is going to be still extremely humid, and I think there's a chance lows tonight in the city in a few spots maybe get down to around 80 temperature. So, again, after a really hot day, if you don't have air conditioning, it's going to be pretty tough. Go for you tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Niz, we're going to let you go. Your phone's breaking up on us, buddy, but we get the gist. Thank you. We'll connect tomorrow, Niz. We'll connect with you tomorrow. So to recap, an excessive heat warning does remain in effect. And Niz was alluding to this. It's going to stay hot tonight, in effect until 9 o'clock tonight for all of southeast Wisconsin. It's actually the WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alert. That warning has been extended until 7 o'clock tomorrow night for Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, Waukesha, Walworth, Jefferson, and Dodge counties. Been extended until 7 o'clock tomorrow night for most of southeast Wisconsin. Going to be continued very hot. Clear skies tonight, a low of 73 degrees, and that's inland. Going to be warmer in the city. Tomorrow, hot, humid, sunny, highs in the mid-90s. Heat index will once again approach 100 degrees tomorrow. On Friday, slight chance for pop-up rain, a high of 85. On Saturday, sunny, 75. On Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 74 degrees. Right now, it is sunny, and it is still 99 degrees. So the first debate takes place in a little more than 2 hours. It's scheduled to run 2 hours. The best place you can get immediate analysis and reaction afterwards is on our Decision Wisconsin post-debate show. I will be here in the studio. I'm going to watch the debate. Then we will have sound for you. We'll have analysis. We'll have guests. We have folks from WTMJ out in the field. We've got the whole thing for you. Beginning tonight after the debate about 10 o'clock, Dr. Ken Harris from 1017 The Truth and I will be right here in the studio, and we have got you covered. It's Decision Wisconsin, the WTMJ post-debate show, immediately following the debate. About 10 o'clock tonight, and we will go for an hour, maybe a little more than that, and get you everything you need to know. So if you're going to be at the debate or be out and about in your car on your way home, check us out. Dr. Ken Harris and I will be here, and we've got you covered. It is 5:43 at WTMJ. Speaking of that Republican presidential debate, chief political reporter at TMJ4, Charles Benson, is in Deer District, and he joins us live up next.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher.
Boy, you just never know when or where you're going to pop up. This time, it's my house.
Can I come in?
You're already standing in my living room.
Ah, Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
Oh, yeah. It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Heads up, here comes that wasp again. Incoming!
Shoo! You need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens. They fit inside the actual window and protect you from nature.
Okay, now that's just brilliant. Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
You got anything to drink around here?
Yeah, just go right ahead and make yourself at home, I guess.
Ooh, root beer.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, bundle and save. Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
It's WTMJ's Jeff Wagner for the Senior Real Estate Specialists at Bruce's team. If you've been holding off on selling your home or your parents' home to downsize, contact Senior Real Estate Specialists Bruce and Jean Nimovitz. You should enjoy the lifestyle you deserve. Learn how their team will help guide you every step of the way. Join me at their free in-person seminar September 12th at the Florian in Germantown. Doors open at 8:30 a.m., taking seniors from overwhelmed to I can do this. Plus, get critical information from local senior community representatives. Register at Bruce's team.com.
When big national banks make a decision, it requires many emails, phone calls, and plenty of video conferences from around the globe. When we make a banking decision, we do it over a cup of coffee in our office. Finding a local bank that's passionate about the community and knows your name is hard to find these days.
Good morning, Diane. Welcome back.
The search is over.
Waterstone Bank, proud to be your local bank for over 100 years. Love your bank as much as we love this community. Waterstone Bank, Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Washington County.
Member FDIC. Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979 or biglou.com.
Well, things are still going to be slow westbound 94, pretty much from about 25th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Then you're back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange all the way to Calhoun. The eastbound side's heavy from 76th Street through the Stadium as well. Northbound 43, watch for the delays from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe, although the southbound side has eased up nicely. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
All right, so the debate is about 2 hours away. The center of the political universe is here in Milwaukee tonight. 8 Republican candidates for president will be on the stage. They will be on the stage tonight debating. Ron DeSantis will be in the center. Vivek Ramaswamy will be next to him, and then it fans out from there. And one of the most interesting things might be that on the end will be Doug Burgum, who tore his Achilles, and he's decided without painkillers that he will take place in the debate. He'll take part in the debate. He will be on the end. He will be on crutches. It's going to be interesting to watch. He's polling at 1%, I know, but it's going to be fascinating to watch. He will be on the end, so something to keep your eye on. High stakes tonight for all the candidates. Donald Trump will not be here, of course. You know that by now. That means that it will be interesting to watch how the candidates handle the topic of Trump, because you know that's a topic that's going to come up. It's absolutely going to be a topic of discussion. Do they attack? Chris Christie probably will. Do they lay low and not attack? There was a memo earlier this week that indicated that's what Ron DeSantis might do. Charles Benson, TMJ4's chief political reporter, is in Deer District. He has been all over this story today, and he is with us. Charles, good afternoon. Let's start with what will you be looking for tonight?
Well, I liked what you were talking about because, yes, the former president is the front runner, but he is not here tonight. So how does that impact this debate, even knowing that he's not here? Who will talk about him the most? Who will try to counter being the next person in line here to challenge the former president, Donald Trump? So at center stage, though, is going to be Ron DeSantis. So he's going to be the other one that the other 7 candidates are going to be looking at, saying, how do they move to that number 2 position where Governor DeSantis is right now? So there's going to be a lot of things to watch in terms of a chess game on that stage, in terms of how they're going to position themselves to try to either say, look, I can beat Donald Trump, or I should be in the number 2 or 3rd spot coming out of this debate, John.
Charles, it's so interesting because usually the front runner in conventional wisdom has the most to lose in a debate. That's part of the reason Donald Trump claims that he's not here. Well, he's not here. So the second place guy is DeSantis, as you mentioned. Does he clearly have the most to lose tonight?
I think given how much his campaign has struggled in these last several weeks, where people are looking, does he have what it takes to be a contender? Does he have someone? Is he someone who can stand toe-to-toe to the front runner? He won't be able to show that on the stage because Donald Trump's not here. But I think a lot of people are going to be seeing, how does he handle himself, especially if he comes under attack from all the other 7 candidates. So he is under a lot of pressure tonight, not only internally to make a good showing and saying he is ready for this moment, he can take the next step, but also from the standpoint of, hey, look, he's got to show that he's actually the person in second compared to all these other candidates.
Charles Benson is with us from Deer District. Charles, I think Vivek Ramaswamy also has a lot to be careful about tonight. He's going to also be in the middle of the stage. He has the third highest numbers in the national polling, and he's made a lot of headlines lately, from playing tennis to rapping. And I think folks don't know a lot about his message, and there are some experts who believe it's kind of an extreme message, like he doesn't want anybody under 25 to be able to vote. Does he have a lot to lose tonight?
I think he has the most to sort of, my take on him is I think the day after they're going to be using the word interesting when it comes to Vivek Ramaswamy. And that could be interesting like, I'm not sure he's the guy for me, or interesting, I want to know more about him. I think he has that potential because he's not the politician. He's not the guy who's been in this before. So I think he generates a lot of that interest. What I will be interested is in the point you're making. How much scrutiny does he come under, knowing that he is a guy who's perceived right now as having some momentum? He's moving up on the polls. He was at 1 or 2, and now he's moving into those higher single digits, John.
So there will be probably some heat tonight. Who do you expect to get the most fire from tonight up on the stage?
You mean aimed at them or directing it towards others?
Directing it towards someone else. Who will be the most aggressive?
So, people feel like that's in Chris Christie's, DNA. He has sort of that kind of position to take that. He's very good on the debate stage. He has been in the political arena for a long time as a former governor out of New Jersey. So I think people will be watching him. But the careful point for him is, based on what we're seeing in polling, they don't want to see these candidates just go up there and trash Trump, to use a term. They want to see how you contrast yourself to the former president.
I do think it's interesting, Charles, because I've lived and breathed this the last 2 days like you have, almost nonstop. And the former President Donald Trump is trying to counter-program by doing a sit-down interview today with Tucker Carlson. I hear nobody talking about that. I personally know nobody who's going to watch that. I think people don't even know how they can see it. Is that a factor at all in what will happen tonight and what the headline will be tomorrow, what the former president is actually doing?
John, it's a good question. I think we know the answer in the morning or the 24 hours coming after. Was there a viral moment? Was there a key moment on the debate stage that gave one of the 7 or one of the other 8 candidates some momentum, some sort of like, wow, they come out of here with a bounce? And does that bounce hurt the former president? And you're right. How many people will be listening, tuning into what he says? But in my years of experience of covering the former president, he always finds the way to take the oxygen out of the room and be front and center no matter where he's at.
Well, and Charles, to that point, what a strange world we live in, because he will take some of the oxygen out of the room by appearing in a courtroom tomorrow. It's just the most bizarre thing, isn't it?
It is when you kind of, compare the two events. Here you've got this high-profile first look at the Republican presidential candidates, and swirling around all of them is this indictment and the other indictments around the front runner, someone who still remains popular within a base of the Republican Party, who has momentum, is still raising money. So you're right. It's hard to compare the two different moments. One on looking forward on what's going to happen in the race, and the others look back to what happened in 2020.
Hey, Charles, before I let you go, I want to ask you about one more guy. That's North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Tore his Achilles last night, not taking painkillers, in incredible pain, according to sources. He will be on the stage, he says, on crutches. I think he automatically gets the eye of people initially because he will be on crutches, and they know the pain he's in. So doesn't he have an extra opportunity to really capitalize? Because people are going to be focused on him because of the physical stuff, and he says he wants people to get to know him and know his message.
Right. I would say in the last 24 hours, if I ask people who is Doug Burgum, they'd be like, I'm not sure. I think he's gained some little more national attention because what's happened around his injury after playing pickup basketball, something everybody can kind of relate to. So he does get some sympathy for being on that stage, and it could give him that moment where he tries to break through as well. He has raised a lot of money, has money behind his campaign. But what does he say? What is the moment? Is it just the moment that he's on crutches, or is it the moment that he provides something that can help him, propel him to even higher numbers?
It's going to be fascinating, and Charles Benson will be there to cover all of it. WTMJ TV's chief political reporter. Charles, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we have got you covered as well. So the debate takes place at 8 o'clock on Fox News, and you can watch it on the Fox News app if you would rather do it that way. Then for complete post-election analysis, check us out here. Dr. Ken Harris and I will be here in the WTMJ studios beginning at about 10 o'clock. We will bring you expert analysis. You'll hear the candidates. So if you're driving around, running errands, we've got the clips for you. And we will do interviews, get you everything you need to know. It's Decision Wisconsin, the post-debate show here on WTMJ beginning about 10 o'clock tonight. Join Dr. Ken Harris and I. We will be here. So if you're out and about, go to the debate, driving home, check us out beginning about 10 o'clock. WTMJ Nights with Brian Noonan is up next on WTMJ.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS,